air support, and we need it now. Roll in strike package Bravo on unknown target. I authenticate Tango Whiskey at time 0300 Zulu.
Attention all aircraft. This will be a danger close fire mission.
D7 Provincien, or as I like to call it, what would happen if Wargaming decided, you know what? Let's just give cruisers the ability to nuke bow-in battleships, because this ship is weird. It's crazy. It's going to be controversial because I can already see a lot of people are going to hate on this thing because the traditional armaments on it can let you down, and you do have to play around them very specifically. But if you play to the correct play style on this thing, and you get the right maps, and you know how to position, and you know you're starting to think in 4 dimensions, oh my goodness, is the 7 Provincia, or the 7 provinces, going to become one of your favorite boats. So let's go ahead and start off of, what the hell is it? Well, it is the first Dutch cruiser to come to World of Warships Legends. We have had one single Dutch boat before, the Friesland, but that's held over in the Pan-European line. This is a Dutch cruiser, and its unique trait, its unique characteristic is its secondary battery, or its secondary firing mode, is not torpedoes like on pretty much any other boat, but instead it is an airstrike. That's right. You have the ability to drop airstrikes. You basically call it into a specific square, planes fly out, they drop right there, and if there's a plane, and if there's a ship there, congratulations, you're going to get yourself some buku damage. Sounds pretty great, right? And we'll talk about the planes a little bit later, but first, what I want to talk about is going to be the commander, because there's a unique commander here, and you need to understand his strengths and weaknesses to then better inform the playstyle of this vessel, because like I said before, this is one of those vessels you need to understand every little thing about, or you're not going to be doing the best. So our 2 inspirations on it are going to be Makawa and Mimbelli. We're going to be running Burn It Down XXL, Look at Me Now, Velocious, and Ik val aan Vogue Mij. Probably pronounced that wrong, but it is a unique skill, and this unique skill is incredible. It is so powerful. So each time you do damage to an enemy vessel, whether it be through a secondary battery hit, a primary battery hit, a bomb hit, it will buff your next damage to the vessel by up to 1%. Starts at 0.25% and goes up by a quarter for each level you get up the skill. And it can buff damage on an enemy vessel by up to 50%, which is insane. Which means this ship is about getting sustained fire on vessels, because the more hits you get in, the more damage you're going to be doing to them. Which, like, oh, okay, that's one thing. The other unique skill that comes is at the legendary slot. It's called air support. It goes along with the airdrop. It's going to reduce the cooldown time by up to 6%, which is whatever. But if you get within the activation radius, which can go up to 9 kilometers, it will instantly, within a second, replenish the next airdrop every other time you use an airdrop. So it takes your battery of 3 airdrops and basically instantly boosts it to either 4 or 5, depending on where you are in that cycle, which is just like the amount of damage that these airdrops do. Let's just go ahead. We're going to cut to a little clip here, okay? We are sailing out. There's an Amagi out there. I want you to look at how much health he has, okay? And we've already kind of decided, you know, he's not the person who's going to move. So we're going to dump all 3 of our current airstrikes into him. Now, the counter to this move would be to move. It takes 14 seconds from when I click the button to when those bombs impact. So if you decide, you know what, it's getting a little too hot here, I could just move away. He has the opportunity to move away, but instead, we're going to drop all those bombs on him, and he's just dead now. That's it. All done. There we go. The planes, if you can land them, are incredibly powerful. They have a 12-kilometer range. They're going to do 5,800 damage per bomb. There are 24 bombs in each drop, assuming that every single plane survives, because they can be shot down by enemy ships, and they will be, especially with a lot of people's focus on AA now, with the carrier rework going on. That's going to be a thing. They also have a 35% chance to set fire. I set 3 triple fires today, landing on battleships. There is these planes are incredibly powerful. However, they're also hard to hit. I want you to notice in this game how we've done so far, right? We didn't really hit very well with a lot of our opening salvos of bombs, right? It is a hard thing to do, but it is incredibly, incredibly powerful. Okay, so that's one armament of the 7 provinces. What else is going on in this ship? Well, it's actually pretty lackluster. Our guns are 4 2-barreled 152 millimeter guns with a range of 15.3 kilometers. They rotate incredibly slowly and are on 360-degree mounts. They reload in about 5.5 seconds. They'll pen about 30 millimeters of armor. The HE damage on them is 2,150, and with our build, they have a 13% to chance set fire, which I think is one of its few saving graces, is if you can get these shells to start a fire, because the alpha damage doesn't do great, but of course we have that other thing to buff the alpha damage as we make more and more hits. So you understand sort of the plan with this thing is it has to do damage, and then you're able to deliver a little bit better and better damage over and over time. AP on the vessel, 3,000 damage on the AP shells. I think the AP is incredibly lackluster. I've been in both close and medium range brawls with both light and heavy cruisers today, and just cannot find a Citadel to hit with these things, whether it's over pens or under pens or who knows what it is. Just the penetration on the AP isn't great. So just be aware. Don't be like, oh, I'm in a light cruiser, I'm going to do the big brain light cruiser move and Citadel this other cruiser as he comes around the corner broadside because I'm the superior captain. No, it doesn't. It's not that great. Also, the accuracy on the vessel isn't the best. Most of the day, I was rocking it with aiming system mod 1, but that really didn't help. So let's go ahead and go over the mods. As far as the mods go, we are actually running AA mod 2 in the first slot, because that is one of the other strengths of this vessel. Prop mod to kind of help us with our juking and our islandness, because you don't really want to be hit because the armor isn't that great. It's coated in 25 millimeters of armor with a small side plate of 75 millimeters, but don't count on it to angle or do anything. Just understand you're not exactly the most heavily armored vessel. Then we are running concealment mod, and finally we are running main battery mod 3 just to help with the reload, because the reload is relatively slow. Basically, to help balance out with a lot of what the ship has, the reload was chosen as one of those balancing factors. The AA on the vessel is actually pretty great. Not only do you have that enhanced AA consumable, but the AA to begin with is pretty great. 7.2 kilometer range with our current build, minimum damage of 67, max of 486. And you can see one of the powerful things with the airstrikes right here, right? We understand where that Cleveland is. We got a hit on him. We reset his cap potential, and we're able to sort of blind fire, because if you know the positioning of the enemy, you are going to be able to mess with them. You're going to be able to do damage to them with the bombs, or at least help with resetting in the cap point. So for those educated captains out there, once again, these airstrikes, incredibly, incredibly strong. Another downside of this vessel, though, is the maneuverability. Top speed of the vessel, 34.5 knots, and that's with us running Velocious and a speed flag. We do have an engine boost, which will get us up to like 36, 37 knots. But that's still not really great. That brings it up to like average cruiser speeds, which you're going to want to have. Turning radius on the vessel is not that great, 730 meters, and a rudder shift time of 9.1 seconds. Now on to the other fantastic bit of this vessel, and that's its concealment. Concealment is 8.7 kilometers. This is an incredibly stealthy vessel, and that's even more important in this new age of, I'm going to call it anti-spotting, where now that destroyers are really the only spotters out there, the aircraft carriers can't do it. Stealthy cruisers are now going to be in a league of their own. If you know that on your flank there's no destroyer, you want to roll the die on if you're going to come in contact with a destroyer, well, then you may very well end up being the destroyer for your side and being able to get into caps and being able to flip them. And like the incredible stealthiness of this vessel has come in to such clutch already. It's another reason why I'm absolutely loving it. Air concealment on it's 5.8 kilometers, which means you can stealth, start engaging aircraft with it, which also means that if you're lucky enough, you're gonna have it on. They're gonna think that they're being shot at, and they're gonna think it's a destroyer. Then they're gonna come in, and you're gonna be able to do more damage. Like, there are some pretty great things about this, and that's why, like I said, I am really enjoying this ship. I think it provides a very cool playstyle, a very unique playstyle, but one you're going to need to learn to love and to master, or else it isn't going to be fun for you. I encourage you to watch the other CC vids, because I think we're going to be all over the place on this thing. But for me, I am absolutely loving this ship. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.